Hello from Ian and from me, and welcome to the programme. First tonight, businesses say that declining salmon stocks in the River Tweed are damaging the local economy, with fewer anglers visiting and staying in the borders.
In just under a decade, catches on the river have fallen by almost 75%. But now experts are hoping to find out why that is. Claire McNeil is near Kelso for us this evening. So Claire, what could be the reasons, do we think, for the decline?
Well, the Tweed Foundation are hoping to carry out a study in April. They suspect a few factors might be at play. It could be a combination of climate change and predators. Agricultural runoff could be playing a small part, but the Tweed Foundation say our rivers here are actually cleaner than they've ever been. Ultimately, they won't have any definitive answers until they've completed that study, in which they're going to try and find out how and where salmon are disappearing on our rivers.
Altogether, Kelso residents catch up to 400 salmon a year from the Tweed and Teviot.
An idyllic glimpse of a pastime which has been reeling in tourists for centuries. Fast forward to the present day though, and these banks are no longer cashing in the way they once were. Over the last 10 years, salmon levels in the Tweed have been falling in their thousands, and those who work on the river say the number of anglers visiting our region is declining alongside them. One local club says it's worried about its future.
At the moment, I would describe it as the lowest that I've seen in over 50 years of fishing. I can fish a whole day now and not even see a fish, let alone catch one. It's affecting us very badly financially. Our salmon ticket sales at the moment are less than half of what they were 10 years ago. But our rent and rates are going up, and it's quite a burden on the club. And it's a worry now going forward that, are we going to be able to sustain it?
And some business owners say it's creating a ripple effect into other aspects of the local economy. The owner of the Buccleuch Arms Hotel in St Boswell says it's always been popular with fishing parties until recently.
Between 10 and 5 years ago, those guests were just starting to question why they were coming here. And between 5 years and now, each year they've been saying, we might not be back next year, we might not be back, I'm not really quite sure. It's just a little bit depressing as well. When you see that fisherman coming back in at night time, you want to be jolly, and yet you're asking a sort of closed question that the answer is going to be no, he hasn't caught a fish, or she hasn't caught a fish.
A local organisation are trying to find out what's going wrong. The Tweed Foundation are searching for sponsors to help fund a study they'll carry out in April, in which they'll tag 150 young salmon known as smolts and monitor their journey down the river to the sea and back again.
The question is, how many of those smolts are making it down the river successfully from tributaries like here on the Gala Water out to sea? Out at sea, it's probably climatic change, natural, man-made. Those are the factors out at sea. But within the river, we've got a number of different predators, mammal, bird, and fish, and we have to be objective in the way that we investigate that. So we'll see where the losses are, but actually trying to pinpoint what's taking those fish or reducing the survival out to sea, that's the difficult bit.
In 2015, an economic impact study calculated that angling brought around £24 million into the region's economy. It seems the River Tweed has a reputation the borders can't afford to lose. Well, a few concerns raised in the piece there, but here to give us his insight is Martin Ritchie, who works as a gillie on the Tweed. Now, Martin, what's it been like for you the last few years?
Well, the last few years have been a bit quieter than we would expect normally. Water conditions haven't suited us personally with these sort of dry summers. But last year we had the water and there was not really much fish to be caught.
And are you being affected by the decline in salmon stocks, would you say?
Well, around and about the area is very quiet. I think a lot of people that are out with the salmon industry don't really understand how much, out with the fishing beats themselves bring to the towns, the villages, pubs, restaurants. It makes a huge difference to everybody. If it declined any more, it'd probably be a disaster for the local area.
And can you paint us a picture of what it's been like the last few seasons compared to, 10, 11, 12 years ago? Yeah,
10 years ago you were catching 400 or 500 salmon a year. Now you're getting 100, sort of 150 on the sort of better beats. The Junction used to get 1,000 fish, they're now down to sort of 300. So it's a huge drop mainly with the autumn stocks.
And what do you think can be done to help the situation then? We know the Tweed Foundation are carrying out a study to try and monitor salmon as they're travelling down the river. What do you think will help?
Yeah, if they find out where the smolts are going, if they are making it to sea, getting past all the sort of predators, the cormorants, goosanders on the river, then facing the sort of seals at the mouth, if they can find if they're actually getting to the sea, then see what's going to happen when they come back.
What does the future look like then? Bleak, or is there hope?
Fingers crossed. You've always got to be optimistic in this game. It's a wild animal after all. They could come back at any time, but just got to keep trying. You know, if your fly's not in the water, you can't catch a fish.
So we're just hoping those visitors keep coming back.
Yeah, just got to keep coming, and just sort of some places are changing us. Us personally, I've made huge improvements on the beach. We've built a new fishing lodge, and we've employed a second gillie full time. So aiming more at the hospitality market and just sort of a bit more fun and looking after people.
Martin, thank you. Well, we'll of course be checking back in on the Tweed Foundation in spring when they begin their study, and hopefully they'll find some solutions to this problem.
Claire, thank you very much indeed. Claire McNeil there for us in Kelso.